welcome everybody back for some more TimberBorn on the channel. So I just recorded about 12 minutes of an episode and my microphone wasn't connected, so let me talk you through the plan of the episode and what I've done so far in 12 minutes of lost footage. As you can see, there is a dam being made over here to stop the bad water coming in and damaging all of this nice green lush land. I've also gone ahead and added in some more houses, some more campfires, and started the process of the rooftop terraces. We started running out of wood, so I made them come up here and start taking down these dead trees. Probably means that we need to go ahead and create another sort of forest to go ahead and build from. I've added in a couple more homes and stuff, another metal thing here, unlocked the zip lines, and put in 2 zipline areas for now. And I've started the construction of a potato farm over here so that we have potatoes and they can be cooked, and I just need to add in the storage for these, which I definitely forgot to add in between the last section of this episode. Luckily we can do back-to-back buildings here, so that's not too bad. I like putting them on top of each other, but we can do potatoes and cooked potatoes. And there's obviously, these can hold quite a lot anyway, so I'm not too worried. But we need to build up this one and this one before we even think about building any of this, because it would take too long for the beavers to get from basically homeland and over. Now that the bad tide is gone, we need to add some more beavers into these. These actually need to be high prioritized so that the beavers know that they need to go in there at all points of the day, no matter what they are doing. I did have hauling post and stuff in here as well, but I've had to pause it. We can now put 3 beavers back in there. Hopefully that helps a little bit with the movement of resources around. What else did I do in the lost footage? Can't really remember. Nope, I think that's everything. Move some campfires, put in another wood start this in, put some more storage in, and realised that this here, during a bad tide, turns into bad water. So this whole area will turn, and the way to fix that is to actually just drain it, basically. And I can't remember. Nope. So there is a drain that can go over to here, but we don't really want it to drain that way at all. So yeah, but this does turn into bad water over time, unfortunately. But they're building this one here now, and then they'll go over and build this one. They'll actually put everything in there except the metal blocks, which is really good. And then the next plan for the episode was to obviously get this constructed, and then I was going to go ahead and put in another forest over here. So let's go ahead and start the construction for that. So we need a forester. Hopefully he will be able to plant all that area. He is. And then we can do more birch. Basically all that is birch, and the rest is pine. And then the lumberjack flags will be, I'm basically going to put a staircase here, and then a little like pontoon kind of thing with a staircase here, and then a staircase here, and then basically connect these within the water, and then they should be able to go ahead and cut like all of this area down as well. But that's again plan for when this is constructed, and it just needs a lot more metal blocks. and stuff to go in there. So we need to make sure that the coil haulers post is sort of prioritized over everything else. We don't need metal really at the minute, but it's good to have it going anyway. We need to actually turn on another plank thing as well at some point in the future. Probably this needs to be prioritized next task on the agenda for the log situation. They have almost constructed this, but I kind of want them to build this first because that gives us ability to have another 9 beavers. And currently we have 39. I did get up to 42, but unfortunately they all passed away. And these need logs and stuff to be constructed, which actually they have plenty of now, so I don't really know why they're complaining about it. This needs the metal blocks, and then every single thing down here can then be built as well. I think the main priority is actually probably this. This just needs 3 more bits of metal, which we do have on the way now. And then what we're going to do is prioritize this. I prioritize this, this. And then that will get all this stuff built as well. It is a little bit far. From everything, really. But other than that, that's all. These no longer have anything to do because they've got all that wood down, which gives us 3 extra beavers. So 1, 2, 3. Lovely. They will come and do that. Yeah, I really like the zip lines and stuff in this game. They're really, really, really cool. And then this can get constructed as well, along with this. Might as well prioritize those. There's not really much point in being able to get up here pretty fast, apart from building this and potentially expanding out and around, but I want to get the potato farm in more than anything, and this is like pretty protected from bad water since we put this dam in, so you know, it's not too bad. Again, let's put some people in research, because there's always going to be that time where we're going to need the research and not have any, but there is little things around the map which I need to remember where they are, like this one here. It's the geothermo plant, and there are some random objects somewhere. There's one there, a relic, which basically gives us a bunch of science. So obviously the humans were here and then we messed up, and then the beavers came and survived the huge yeah, that word, and managed to get away from everything. I also really want to start a teeny tiny little colony down here, get some power to this using the stuff we have from our main location, get it over here somehow and start here. But obviously you can't really do that from a starting location point because you'd literally just die basically immediately. But this is almost constructed, this is almost constructed. And then we've got plenty of wood now. Well, almost plenty of wood. That's now constructed, which will allow us to get to there. Is there an aqua in here? because that's now built. Okay, they are using this quite a lot actually to go up and down to move stuff around, so maybe it was a good idea. Right, let's put some more beavers back into making some flanks and stuff, and then let's look at the building these and getting their well-being up a little bit, and that. It's going to take a lot of logs, but it'll be worth it. There we go. A little bit of popularity for that now, and then obviously they'll start going ahead and make sure they're prioritized. This has got no way of getting to it, so sort that out as well. Again, logs, big situation going on with that, and yeah, not so good. Let's get this going. That. Bunch of beavers just got born then because obviously the building got built and allowed access to itself, which is good. We should also pick up these logs and stuff before they disintegrate. Yeah, this mega project here was just, see, mega project's not even a mega project. Product there was just a bit too much of an ask, really. Yeah, this area is nice and lush and green and stuff, so it's good. This guy's getting in there. Get these built as well. And then once those are built, and all the beavers are being born and lovely. I really thought that would increase their things. I think the shrubs will increase their happiness even though they're dead. So they're now understaffed, so let's actually, there's no point doing that just yet because, well, there is and there isn't, because they'll cut down these and then that was my problem. Let's get that in. I'll get the other side be able to be cut as well. Logs is still a big problem. I thought this forest would be enough, but obviously not. Even some of these trees in the back aren't even being cut. This is constructed now, which means we won't get any bad water down this side, which is good. Probably could have put in another forest up here really if we wanted to. Idea would be to demolish all of this with dynamite and cover up the bad water source as well. Again, logs, big problem. And they are now building these as well. I'm not too sure I want them to be doing that. But that's one way to get across there, I guess. bad tide is approaching, which will allow us to figure out if the plan the problem is that this doesn't get any higher than this, so constantly struggling for water flow, and the water just flows this way. Could look at putting an aquifer in somewhere else. Might be good. That turns the water off. Just don't know where any of the locations are for them. Bad water. There's an aquifer there, which is currently filled with bad water. It must be built on the ground. But then the building doesn't work. Does the building work underwater? And there's two in there. But then it's going to fill up with bad water basically infinitely. Don't know if they work underwater, that's the problem. They need to be built on the ground, but it will allow water to come this way in theory, which will be good. This area down here is being built, which is lovely. Obviously struggling for farmers and stuff. Beer in there actually. They're okay for now. And then obviously 8 buildings are now understaffed, so we can pause this. And then we can probably also pause this. Because we don't need 8 builders really. That's okay. These will get built. Put more people in here. Gives us 1 spare beaver. But that's okay. And then let's have a look at this bad tide. So the bad water's coming down here, hitting straight into our levee block, and going out this way, and doesn't even touch down here. Those are levees, yay. So I was worried about it overflowing. That's the thing I was worried about. Obviously this will spread and stuff, but not too badly. There's another bad tide overflow there. That also doesn't really affect us. And there's one here. Again, doesn't really affect us at all, because it flows the other way, but it does make the water streamline real fast. So it might be good for using this for stuff, but hopefully this will also turn into bad water as well, so I can show you that. All the beavers are happy. Beavers are going in down here. But the water's coming back. And we got a flooded building. Okay, that's a different problem there. Okay, so the water comes up more than I thought it did from down here when the bad tide approaches, so we need to sort it all out in the other way round. Yeah, that just turned into bad water. Right. Let's sort this problem now. So the beaver's going to get injured from taking all this stuff out. What else are they building right now? Literally nothing. Although they are all going to get injured from doing that. Do you know what they're building? I was also thinking about building this back up. And then it flow into here. But then there'd be nowhere for the water to go. Right, they're doing that. They're probably going to get injured from that though, unfortunately. The wood situation's good now. And everything else looks like it's going okay. But yeah, I think that's going to leave it for today's episode here. We had 12 minutes of lost footage, unfortunately, but hopefully I explained it enough. And yeah, as the sun sets on the TimberBorn world and potatoes are growing down here, we are good to go, hopefully, for the next couple of seasons. Not seasons, but cycles. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you guys next time.